10 Burning Questions, Halloween 2018. We did it. We've made it pretty far into this Halloween franchise, and now it's finally time to talk about David Gordon Green's Halloween trip. Oh man, I got peanut butter on my penis.
If you like horror, hit that notification bell, smash that like button, and push that subscribe button now.
10 Burning Questions, Halloween 2018. Let's go. Question 1. This is an interesting one. Okay? Should Laurie have played Tommy's Halloween Kills role in this movie? What do I mean by that? Is obviously they're not related in this movie. We'll get into that. And, Laurie's kind of hunting Michael, but kind of the final girlish, too. It's like the writers wanted to have their cake and eat it, too, by having her be the new Loomis, but also the old Laurie. What the fuck, whatever. But in her role in this movie, should she have been the one gathering up all these townsfolk people and kind of creating a mob? Now, she certainly tried to, right? It might have been kind of like a Boy Who Cried Wolf situation because she's completely off her rocker and she's been going nuts about this boogeyman for 40 years, right? So maybe nobody would have believed her. But what if she started rounding people up to hunt Myers after he escaped on the bus, okay, instead of going back to her compound? Would we have gotten a better movie? I don't know. Maybe she just would have died like a pussy like Tommy. Hey, that would be a better movie. But anyway, how would you feel if Laurie was the one that was kind of gathering up the townsfolk, telling them, we got to create a mob, we got to take out Myers? Would that have made this a better movie? Or is it better that, they got Myers and Laurie together at the end in Laurie's compound and we got to see it's not it's a trap, right? Whatever the fuck Karen says. So that's question number 1. Question number 2. What's the worst Easter egg and callback in this movie? For me, it comes down to 2. And we know there's a lot of unnecessary Easter eggs and a lot of unnecessary callbacks in this movie. A lot of them work. Okay? There's little things like the kids in the H3 masks. That's fine. But some of them just felt shoehorned in. And, I don't know. It just seemed like it was there for the callback instead of just, a scene with a callback. For me, this comes down to 2. Number 1, when Laurie at dinner refers to Michael as the Shape. Who would fucking do that? There's no fucking way, like, she would call him the Shape. I saw the Shape. Like, what? What the fuck are you doing? Like, that is just so unnecessary and doesn't feel real. Doesn't feel organic. Stupid. And that's just fucking how Myers was listed in the credits, and then he's been referred to as that in pop culture and stuff like that. So then a character in the movie calls him that? What the fuck? I get it, but stupid. And the other thing was the kind of callback to Myers disappearing off the balcony when Laurie disappears off the balcony. It does a couple things for me. Number 1, she was just kind of in a little battle with Myers, and she's able to get up and disappear. She's like almost 60 years old. Is that realistic to you? I mean, it's a fucking Halloween movie, I know. But it just seems weird. And the other thing, it cuts back up to Myers. He hears Allison. He looks down and she's gone. It makes him seem like a chump. And that's the one thing you can't do. And they got so much about Myers right, which we're going to talk about. But in that scene, he just looks like a chump to me. Like he's supposed to be scared of her now because she's gone and she's hunting him. That's not this fucking movie. That's not this franchise, I should say. It kind of is this movie. But it just seems unnecessary, and it seems just kind of shoehorned in for a, wink wink at the fans. Oh, so in the theater we can go, oh, just like 78, just like that. Remember? Doesn't feel real. It's not organic. So those are the 2 worst Easter egg / callbacks for me. Tell me yours in the comments, because I know there's a lot of them. Question 3. Let's talk about 3 things they got right in this movie. Number 1, first and foremost, probably most importantly, Michael fucking Myers. That's right. They nailed him. With one little exception. But they nailed him. They nailed the mask. Like, the mask looks incredible. James Jude Courtney is incredible with his movements. They just got him exactly right. Like I said, with one little thing, and that's kind of, the combination of showing a little bit too much of his face and then not making me believe that it's Myers from 78 because he seems like the Myers from the rest of the franchise with his superhuman strength and shit like that. But other than that, they nailed Myers. No complaints there. Second thing they really got right in my eyes, the score. Now, no surprise, you had, John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, Daniel Davies, was it? Carpenter was involved. He knocked the score to the park. Best score since probably Halloween 3. And it's a contender for like second best or, up there in the best of the franchise. So they really nailed the score. And the third was something I never thought about until I was in the theater and it popped up and I was like, holy shit. And that's the opening credits. Fucking fantastic. Not only is it mimicking, the OG credits, but it's doing it in reverse, where the pumpkin is destroyed and it's coming back to life, just like this franchise. Fucking genius. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they filmed a pumpkin actually decaying and then played it in reverse. Pretty cool. Movie magic, not CG. I like it. So those are 3 things they got right. Question 4, let's reverse that and let's talk about 3 things they got wrong. Number 1, stay with me here, not including Halloween 2. And I mean that for a couple of reasons. You can't have this level of paranoia with Laurie. You can't have the mystique that they're talking about with Michael Myers in this. I don't want to say if he only killed a few people on one night, because you don't want to make light of that, but that's the reality, They're acting like H2 was canon. They're acting like it, He's shot 6 times. He's shot again. Why won't he die? He's, terrorizing Haddonfield Memorial. They're acting like that is canon in this, even though it's not. Now, I know why they didn't do it. Because they needed to explain, A, that they're not brother or sister, and B, why his eyes are back. I get it. But then you can't have all the paranoia like he was this unstoppable monster. Because when you include H2, it's like, holy fuck, look at some of the shit he did in H2 combined with 78. Now, it doesn't mean make light of what happened. Laurie would probably still be paranoid, but maybe not just like obsessed where she thinks he's evil. Maybe she just thinks he's some fucking psycho that was in an institution, escaped, killed a couple people. When you include H2, it's like, holy shit, then he found her in the hospital? Oh my God. So that's number 1. Number 2, there's no stalking in this movie at all. And it's hard for me to believe that this is the same Myers from 78 if there's no stalking. Remember how long he was stalking Annie in 1978? I mean, it took up like half the movie, right? He's in the background of so many damn scenes. It's great. And I know I didn't do it again because it's 2018 and people need their kills early on. I get all that. But there's no stalking. The one chance we had for a great chase scene, it was Blue Balls with Allison. And they cut it off. Stop that goddamn amazing song on us. Damn it. But yeah, no stalking. And finally, the other thing that they really got wrong in my eyes, Laurie Strode as a character. I've been very critical on Jamie Lee Curtis's involvement in this trilogy. Some of it might have some validity, some of it might not. It's just what I believe. But Laurie Strode, they completely fucked up in my eyes in this. They didn't want to make her the damsel in distress. So they made her into, the joke is what, Sarah Connor? It's the joke for a reason. She is Sarah Connor in this movie, and it doesn't work for me. Especially, like I said, if you don't include H2. I'd rather have what we got in H2O, where she's scared, an alcoholic. I know she's kind of an alcoholic in this too, and a shitty mother and all that. I get all that. That part's realistic, but the whole training with guns, no. Jamie Lee Curtis wanted to throw a message in here, and it doesn't work for me. So those are the 3 things I got wrong. They got wrong. Maybe I got them wrong too in your eyes. Question number 5. What's the best scene in this movie for you? For me, it's a slam dunk decision. I said this right in the movie theater when I left there on October 18th, 2018. I believe that's when I saw it, opening night, that Thursday night. And that's the motion light scene with Oscar and Allison. I fucking love that scene. I thought it was just brilliantly shot. Allison leaves Oscar, he's sitting there, and all of a sudden we see Myers in the background. Then Oscar sees him, starts talking to him. And then you get the, hey man, where'd you go? And then all of a sudden he's standing right in front of him. And it's like, oh. And then the lights turn on. And oh man, it's so well done. So well done. And then you combine that with the Shea Punts Allison. Like I said, they fucking blue balled us. But still, that whole fucking scene is great. Question number 6. Let's piggyback off that again. What's the worst scene in this movie? For me, it's the dinner scene where I said we had Laurie call him the Shape, and you combine that with Karen describing her childhood. Karen's lines are the most wooden shit I've ever fucking read. Judy Greer, like I like Judy Greer a lot, but she's terrible in this scene. It sounds like she's reading. I learned to shoot a rifle gun at the age of 6 or whatever. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. And to me, that's the worst scene. And that's saying something to the quality of this movie because, you know, other Halloweens, I would have said a different scene that really pissed me off. This one doesn't piss me off. I just think it's bad. Question number 7. Before I get to question number 7, do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button on this video. And please, if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. But let's get into number 7. Does the character of Ray get too much crap? Everybody loves to talk about peanut butter on the penis, right? Everybody loves that. And he's kind of a doofus and stuff. But I think he might get a little too much crap. Upon rewatching this past weekend, I found him oddly charming. I said the same thing about Will in H2O. But I didn't mind Ray that much. And I think he's the type of character that Karen, after what she dealt with Laurie in her childhood, I think he's the type of character she would be drawn to. Now, he gets kind of a death that they don't really acknowledge him and stuff like that because a lot's going on. It's not perfect. But I think Ray gets too much crap just for one throwaway line. Danny McBride line, obviously. But I think he gets too much crap. Do you guys agree with me? Question number 8. It's been done to death, but how good would that closet scene have been if it wasn't ruined in the marketing? I think it would have been a hell of a lot better. The second we see Vicky and Julian in a scene, the first time we saw this movie, we know Vicky's going to die in the closet. We know Myers is going to be waiting in his closet. It's unfortunate because there would have been a lot of tension in that scene of where is Myers, what's going to happen, is he going to get Dave in the garage? But no, we know he is going to get Vicky, and it just could have been done so much better. And so I just think that the marketing, unfortunately, ruined it. Now, if you're in the marketing business, I assume that was a golden shot, a golden scene to have in there. So I get it. It obviously didn't affect the box office, so what the fuck do they care? But as a fan, the first time viewing experience was kind of ruined by that marketing. Question number 9. If Sartain doesn't do his thing by cutting Hawkins, what happens? What the hell happens? Let's say Sartain is just a normal doctor, okay? And he's not some fucking weirdo, evil mastermind or whatever the fuck he is. They hit Myers with the car, right? Hawkins hits Myers with the car. Kind of a cool scene. I didn't expect that. Like all of a sudden they're driving and all of a sudden there he is, boom. Hawkins just takes him out. What happens? I assume that Hawkins calls for backup, and then maybe Myers starts killing the cops like the mob we got in Kills, and some homage to maybe the H4 police station massacre, maybe. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe they take him back in custody, and he does a police station massacre. Maybe he gets away. Maybe Hawkins, we get a scene like the Marshal in Halloween 2. He's still breathing. And then, boom, Hawkins gets his throat slit. I don't know. And then we get the chase with Allison to Laurie's house, and that's what happens. There's a lot of options that could have happened besides Sartain being some fucking weirdo evil guy, is my point. But it would have certainly been interesting what happens if Sartain doesn't do his stupid-ass twist there. And finally, question number 10. Is this the best Halloween sequel since Halloween 2, 1981? Upon rewatch, I gotta say something. This is a damn good movie, and I know the answer to that question is gonna be hell no. Halloween 4 is, and maybe that is right. I don't know after watching this. I like Halloween 4 a lot. I mean, I think everyone does, right? But there's a lot to like in this movie. and it may be better than Halloween 4. Now, Halloween 4 has, in my opinion, the best version of Dr. Loomis, which is the thing that holds it so high. And you get Danielle Harris being likable, so you get a likable final girl, you get Rachel. There's so much to like about Halloween 4. But when you add in the Myers in this movie, and just some of the quality that we see in this movie as far as kills, you get the tracking shot, you get the bus scene, some of the other things that I said they got right, the score, the credits. I mean, H4 has credits too, right? But yeah, this might be the best Halloween sequel since 1981. And I think if you put a gun to my head right now, I think I'm gonna say H18 at this moment in time. I could change my mind because I probably have said H4 is better at some points. But this is upon rewatch, and this is upon this moment in time in my life. I think Halloween 2018 is better than Halloween 4. We'll see if that changes over time. But tell me what you guys think. Is this the best sequel since Halloween 2? Maybe you think it's better than Halloween 2. But let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you the next time when we break down Halloween Kills.